Welcome back, everybody. I'm back again. I was thinking about this topic the other day when I was flying, just practicing a little bit. And one of my previous videos, I put some speed trap numbers on. I don't remember which video it was, but you could see it flying through the same football goals that you see here on the screen. Anyway, I was able to calculate how fast my quadcopter was going through those gates, and it's easy math to do. And I thought maybe uh, you would like to know how I did that. And I even went to the trouble to make it easy for you. So before I go any further here, I'm doing a screen capture of Adobe Premiere Pro, which I'm later going to edit in Adobe Premiere Pro. So if I end up like in an inception dream state trying to make this work later on when I'm editing it, I'm sorry, you'll probably never see the video. But hopefully that won't happen and this video will be just fine. Anyway, what I've done, I recorded the other day when I was just practicing a little bit. I have this movie that and now I've cut it up into little pieces, and all these pieces they're just. That was really loud. The audio on the run cam too is not very good. Let me try that again. So here's. Now you can see that we have a known distance. Most football goal lines are 100 yards apart. You may want to measure it just to make sure if you really want high accuracy. I'm going on the fact that these goals are 100 yards apart. That's 300 feet. Now, if we know that, and we've recorded it, we can determine the time. Now I'm using Premiere here. You can use whatever audio or video editing software makes you happy. Now, if you look at the video, you can kind of see when you cross a gate. Now, one thing that you have to be careful about here is that you're going to be measured in frames. In this case, I was recording at 60 frames per second. You could also be recording at 30 frames per second or 120 frames per second, or however much money you spend on your camera to get slow-mo. So you have to convert this to get accurate numbers anyway, you'll have to convert this to 1/100ths of a second. I've got a couple options for you here. If you have recorded your video at 60 feet or 60 frames per second, if you multiply that by 1.67, you'll get 100ths of a second approximately. If you're recording at 120 frames per second, you'd have to multiply that number by 0.83. And if you're doing other frame rates, you're just going to have to figure out how to convert that to 1/100ths of a second. So here's the first example. Actually, I'm going to go to this one. So what you want to do, and you can bump through with Adobe Premiere with the right arrow, just frame by frame. You can kind of see right when you cross that first one. I'm going to go with 22.48. So I'm going to write that down here. 22.48. Now if I multiply that 0.48, okay, so 0.48 times 1.67, because I have a 60 frame per second recording rate, so 1.67. So that brings it up to 0.8. So you can consider this 22.8 seconds on the video here. Now you want to scroll through to the next point when you cross the other gate. And while you're doing this, it's good to not hit the gates. Right there you can see exactly, it just happens to be the video is really good right there. So you can see exactly when I crossed that second gate. So it was at 25.52. I need to do the same thing on this, convert that to 100ths of a second. So 0.52. There's my calculator. So 0.52 times 1.67 equals 0.86. So 25 point, let's just call it 87. So if you subtract that from the original number 22.8, you get your total time that it took you to cross from one gate to the other. In this case, it was 3.07 seconds. Now I'm gonna look at some of these other runs. I'm not going to bore you with the setup on that. I've already done the math. So I have another run that was at 4.5 seconds, another one that was at 4.94, another one that was 3.11. So it's good to do multiple runs because you probably won't get your best run at first anyway. Now I have, I could show you how to do the math on this, but I'm going to lead you to my website here. I will put a link for this in the description box, and you're welcome to come use this. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no spam, nothing like that. All you have to do, it's just a simple little calculator on my WordPress website. Speaking of which, this is brand new, so there's not a whole lot of content on there. So, I mean, you're welcome to go explore it, but you're not going to find a whole lot just yet. So here's how the speed calculator works. You go to this website. We know that the distance between two football field goals, hopefully, is 300 feet, 100 yards. So I have that in there actually as a default for you there. So all you have to do now is put in the times that you calculated. Let's start with the first one, 3.07 seconds, and you can see that it just calculates right away there the speed for you. So just a little over 66 miles per hour. And try some of these other runs. I got 4.5, and then you can see just a little over 45 miles per hour. 4.94, just 41 miles per hour. 3.11. Well, just a little over 65 miles an hour. I'm not trying to show you how fast my quad is here. I'm just showing you how you can calculate the speed of yours. So I hope this helps. If I've screwed up on my math somewhere, just let me know in the comments. I always reply to my comments, at least at this stage. If there's anything you have to add to this, let me know, and maybe we can improve it and make a follow-up video. Hopefully this has been helpful. Take care. I will see you in the next video.